very ill, even though I look great. I'm an optical illusion. I'm not great. I've got a tumor that caused very serious nerve damage, and my life is hell. Now, if you're a successful businessman, and you're a real estate agent, and you're a real estate broker, and you're a real estate lawyer, this should be your fight, not mine. But I've sent it out to all of you, and not one of you will publish the story, so what can I do? And many of you are very powerful, and you've got blogs that are very powerful, and you reach millions of people, but I can't get you to help me. So I'm putting this down. This is August 21st, 2018. Canadian laws are criminal. And I have everything on YouTube. And if it doesn't happen in my lifetime, all that research, 18 years, and my life's work, it will disappear. Now, the reason mortgage fraud is so common in Canada, it's because anybody can take false documents into a bank, and file it in secret. You don't have the right. Registered owners don't have any protection in Canada except for Saskatchewan. You have no right to be notified. So that's why. Now, there is a title insurance. Now, I paid over $800 to get this information from my new lawyer. Trent Faldine cost me almost $100, well, it cost me $300,000, really. He was so negligent. But my new lawyer, Longstreet, contacted some people who frankly were really reluctant to give me the information. But you can get title insurance. And even if your home was purchased 40 years ago, you can still get the title insurance. So most properties today are worth over $100,000. For $1,000 for the life of that you own the property, it'll be protected. But it only protects you on mortgage fraud, okay? Not property theft, estate embezzlement, or executor stealing the properties after you die. No, I'll get into that one later. That's under wills and estates, and that'll be done last. So you'll have to skip to the end if you want the wills and estates and how to protect your heirs from being robbed by an executor. Because nobody can be trusted when it comes to money. So the only way to get title insurance is through a lawyer. Home insurance brokers cannot provide this type of insurance. You can get it when you purchase the home new, or you can get it even if it's 40 years old. It doesn't matter how long you've had the property. Now, my lawyer is Mr. James M. Longstreet in Sudbury, Ontario, and his hourly rate is $400 an hour. And the cost of title insurance varies depending on the value, but it'll be around $1,000, but it's for the life of the time that you own the property. It is automatically null and void when you sell. There is no restriction on the amount for mortgage fraud title insurance. Somebody thought there was a restriction of $35,000. Well, I don't know where they got that stupid idea. Had something to do with new homes with cracked basements and whatever, and you know, they would only protect you on the foundation up to $35,000 because a lot of the new homes were not being built properly. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I'm talking about title insurance for mortgage fraud only, and it's well worth it. And if you don't have it, well, why bother to have fire insurance? Like, I mean, come on. And as long as secret filing is legal in Canada, you'd better get mortgage title insurance. And there are 3 types: new homeowners, existing homeowners, and lenders. And you're not a lender, so I don't care about you. So, you know, when you consider that if you become a victim, $1,000 is cheap. Now, I'm going to talk to you about why isn't this an election issue? Because you, the public, are not caring. You, the real estate brokers, don't care. You, the lawyers, don't care. I mean, this has been going on for 2,000 years. frankly, in French law, when the French owned Canada, it wasn't allowed. Woman loses life savings renovating property she doesn't even solely own. Why? Secret filing. True story. That woman was my mother, who died with a broken heart. She worked like a peasant all her life. Yep. Worked like a peasant all her life. Sorry about my finger. I got to move this around a little bit so I can read this. She stayed in an abusive marriage with a violent husband, my father, because of her religious beliefs. When he died, she renovated the properties, losing all her life savings, and she wound up $88,000 in debt. And she didn't even know that she didn't own the properties. Because several years before he died, he had severed the joint tenancy in secret. And she didn't even have the right in Canadian law to be notified, except for Saskatchewan. Well, you can't even do it in Saskatchewan. You have to have consent in Saskatchewan. So our laws have not one word or paragraph of protection for registered owners. And you people think that's okay. Secret filing is legal, and registered owners have no rights whatsoever to any change on title on their homes and income properties. She did not even discover the severance, which meant she did not even own the matrimonial home until 18 years after my father died. Secret filing is an abomination criminal law that was brought to Canada by the British to steal properties from our native people and the French settlers. It finally got banned in England in 1925. Why has it not been banned in Canada? I don't know. It's also a clear violation of Section 7 of the Charter of Rights, because that's supposed to protect you from being robbed of your future financial earnings. Well, if you're robbed of your home and you're robbed of your properties, that affects you financially. But nobody gives a damn. I sent all that to our Prime Minister as well, and every member of Parliament. Not once, but a dozen times. My last email was over 500, including every national media, coast to coast. Nobody cared. Secret filing. It should have been an election issue, but it wasn't. Why was media not more supportive? I don't know. I have begged for their help over and over, and they just refuse. 18 years I've been begging for help, and nobody cares. Secret filing is inequitable, discriminatory, prejudiced, unjust, unfair, and has no place in a modern democratic society, of which Canada clearly is not a true democracy. You can make a difference, all of you. Fight with all your members of Parliament, coast to coast, to ban secret filing. And give every Canadian and every registered owner in Canada, at the very least, the right to be notified in writing, both before and after any changes can be transmitted on title to their properties. Only in Canada can anyone put a mortgage on your home without your knowledge. File the mortgage in secret on title, and yes, in secret. And you're liable, even though it's not your fault. You have to get a lawyer and you have to go to court. In Canada, anyone can put their name on title, steal your home and property rights in secret without your being notified. And that's being done to hundreds of thousands of people that you've never heard of. Most of them don't even have the money to go to court. They just have to walk away, and they wind up in poverty. And nobody tells their story, and the media doesn't publish their story, and nobody cares. And it's only legal in Canada. Now, there was a CEO of Mortgages of Canada that claimed title insurance is readily available. Bullshit. It may be readily available if your lawyer tells you about it, but if you own a home or buy a new home and your lawyer doesn't tell you about it, then how is it readily available? In Ontario alone, almost no property has title insurance because the lawyers don't do it. And they don't tell you about it. So how are you supposed to do it if you don't know about it? So to say that it's really readily available is such a lie. Yeah, I'm so mad at her. Her name is Samantha Brooks. To you, girl. How dare you make such a statement? Piss me off. I spent over 2 months trying to find even one insurance broker and any lawyer that would provide title insurance. And I only found one. I only found one. Do you know how many lawyers, real estate lawyers there are in Ontario? Never mind Canada. And I could only find one. And the ones I contacted, they wouldn't even answer me. Now, there's one in Toronto that I'm not going to give her name. She promised that she would be doing it from now on. But, you know, I have no way of controlling that. But I know that Longstreet here in Sudbury will definitely do it. So it's not even an issue for me here. I don't get it, you know. Banning secret filing. Why won't the media publicize the truth? The few victims who have lost hundreds of thousands in years fighting back, one or two victims get publicized in the media and then you never hear about them again. But not once did these articles into the journalists, yeah, where is investigative journalism in Canada? Or anywhere on the planet for that matter. I think it's died out. With the, you know, it's gone with the Neanderthals. It's like the dinosaur. Try and find one. No, like you can't. They don't tell you the truth, that it's secret filing that caused the fraud in the first place. I mean, why is it okay for your members of parliament to ignore this? Why is it okay for the realtors and the brokers and the lawyers to ignore it? I don't know.